Hey everyone, welcome back to Tavern. Today we're going to be deviating from our normal format. We're going to be talking about 100% the beta. We're going to be talking about the classes, we're going to be talking about the art, we're going to be talking about the feedback we're getting on the beta, so that's what's on the agenda for today. Alright, so without further ado, let's go. We'll start off with the Barbarian. What do you think about the Barbarian?
I actually haven't been able to find too many videos on him, but from what I've seen so far, it looks really fun and really like brute force. Here's some damage in your face rather than stand back and hit and run tactics. He's meant to like stay in the fight and keep things going, moving at a steady pace.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from the Barbarian so far. I would have to say that my one small complaint so far is he seems maybe a little too much like the warrior from World of Warcraft. I hate comparing like to World of Warcraft, but it's really the only example that I can use. But he just seems too much like the rage mechanic. It just seems a little slow for me.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind. They have skills and abilities that will generate chunks of fury that just bounce him up and down, and then he has to spend it all, and so he has fury dumps and stuff like that that will let him keep going, moving around. So it's like a balancing act of gaining and spending fury.
Right, right. I would have to say, just so far from the small amount of the game that we were allowed to see, like that was just my one complaint. I just feel like maybe it was taking a little too long, and I realize, it's the beginning of the game. Like I'm guessing, like you said later on, that he's going to get a lot of skills that'll increase that really fast, and hopefully, that'll allow the gameplay to be a lot faster than what we're seeing so far. But other than that, everything I've seen from the Barbarian is awesome. All his skills look good. I can't wait to see Whirlwind.
Yeah, definitely. Still most likely going to be my first class.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely mine too. What about the Wizard?
Wizard looks really fun. Like, I hope they tone down the amount of arcane power regeneration that they get, because right now in the beta you're seeing a lot of spamming of like just arcane orb once they get it, and that kills everything that it touches. But they have stated that regeneration of resources will start to slow down a little bit once you start gaining levels and increasing difficulties and all that.
Yeah.
So hopefully that works out.
I'm liking what I've seen from the Wizard also. I like the mechanic where, as opposed to mana, where you just start out with that huge pool and then boom, you use all your mana, you go down to zero. This way it's kind of, again, another World of Warcraft comparison. I hate doing it, but I have to. But the Rogue, it feels a lot like a Rogue, except for it's a different feel because it's a Wizard.
Right, definitely.
And also, I would say, I think this class, like, I feel like there's going to be, like, the most, like, customization through this class. I feel like there's going to be so much you can do through it. I feel like PvP, you're going to be able to be really,
Versatile.
Right, right. Like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of cool things you can do, like, I don't know, maybe, like, Hydra, use the spell, get in there really fast and slow time. I just feel like you can be really creative with this one, and, I think this is going to be the second class I'm going to play. If I wasn't really into the Barbarian, this would definitely be the first class I would play.
Yeah, definitely. It looked really fun, and a lot of the runes just change abilities so drastically that it's like a whole new ability that you're using.
Yeah, yeah, I would say definitely looks like the most fun class. Definitely, I think we're going to get the most customization here. And also, I feel like potentially PvP wise, I have a feeling like it's going to be like the most deadly.
Most likely. They're pretty squishy, but they've got a few defensive capabilities.
That's cool. What about the Witch Doctor?
Witch Doctor I've been reading about a lot lately, especially, the data mine runestone effects, which are, always subject to change, but they look really fun, and they have stuff that just lets them summon so many things. Like, I was just reading one that's Hex, where you summon this fetish shaman that will start hexing people for you and turning them into chicken. And this rune turns them into an angry chicken that blows up.
Yeah, I would definitely say this class seems like it's going to be the coolest one.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of stuff, like spiders. These spiders look really cool, too.
Yeah, I can't forget the zombie dogs and the frogs. Yeah, I feel like this one's going to be really cool and really fun as well.
Yeah, it's probably going to be my second class.
Yeah, and then the zombie wall. It's going to be interesting to see how that comes into play. I can't wait to see what that spell does.
Definitely.
What's the other one? Uh,
Monk,
yeah, monk. Tell me about the monk.
Monk looks pretty fun. I mean, he looks kind of slow to start off, but as soon as you start gaining levels and getting more skills and stuff, he should pick up the pace a little. He looks like he's more reactive class, so that like if there's a lot of range users, he'll use that one skill I forgot what it's called, but it deflects ranged attacks back at the attacker. The one that reflects, he puts up like a sword that will bounce stuff back.
Oh, right. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
That looks like something that could be really useful, especially later on in difficulties that have like a lot of ranged people swinging at you.
Yeah, I think this class is going to be really technical. I think that I would definitely, I'm definitely going to make a monk. I'm definitely going to make all the classes, but I think I definitely see myself enjoying this one. The only thing for me is I don't really like running around with the staff. It's not really my field.
Well, they actually have fist weapons too, and most of the attacks that the monk doesn't actually use a staff if you're holding it. Like hold it behind him and swing with his fists and all that. I know there have been a few complaints about that on the forums, actually.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it just because, that's not my thing, but I'm hoping, at least for me, that I'm probably going to use like a sword and a shield. So it'll be interesting to see if that's going to be a viable option for the monk. So if it is, then I'm definitely going to really enjoy my monk. But if not, I understand.
Definitely be interesting to see. I've seen a demon hunter with a crossbow and shield before. Thought that would be an interesting setup.
Yeah, I mean that's Diablo for you, and it's exciting because that's what we all love about Diablo is the customization.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, and then I guess this kind of goes into the Demon Hunter. For me, the Demon Hunter, I'm not going to be using dual crossbows. Like, I'm going to be using a single, like, bow. That's just my thing. Like, I just have these small little things. Like, I don't like using a staff, and I also don't like really using crossbows. Like, I always try to use, like, bows in all the games I play. So I think for a Demon Hunter, I'm definitely going to be using a bow, and, I'm going to hope that's a viable option, too.
Right. My friend, he's really in the whole ranged archetype classes. He just doesn't really care as long as it's ranged and using a ranged weapon. He has fun with it. So I'm assuming he's gonna have a lot of fun with
Yeah, I also like the ranged archetype, too. Especially, I just like using the bow. I can't wait to use like multi-shot. All of his skills look, pretty awesome for the Demon Hunter, so that's another class I'm excited to play.
resource system actually looks like it would take some getting used to, but once you get used to it, you would handle it really well. It just helps stopping people from putting all damage abilities on their bar. And so like opposed to the Barbarian, which she's just all damage all the time, you would have the Demon Hunter who's like damage and stay alive, damage, stay alive, and you would keep going through that cycle of trying not to die while keeping things at a range and trying to be as versatile as you can.
All right. What did you think about the overall the art and the music?
I like it. I really like it actually. The art is similar to like a Renaissance oil painting, which they've stated is what they're going for before, which is like just this feel that you're looking at a painting the whole time. And it looks really good actually if you stop and look at it, which I know most people won't because they're too busy killing stuff. I like it. It's definitely good style as opposed to it's definitely better than like the WoW graphics. I hate to compare it to WoW, but I like it more.
Yeah. I love the medieval feeling to it, and also I think the music fits in really nicely.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna move on to the second half of our cast. I think for this section, I was thinking we would just talk about some of the complaints and we've seen through the beta forums and some of the testers. So one complaint I saw was that pretty much skills are swappable on a dime. You don't even have to. Some people were saying like you don't even have to bother choosing a path. Like you could just you could just swap right away. I mean, having 6 skill slots, like they said, there was no really point because if you click fast enough, you can just switch your skills right there in combat.
Right, and I was also thinking it might even be possible to set up a macro or two that could switch your skills on the fly like that.
Definitely, that's definitely going to be happening.
Yeah, and hopefully they do something that would try and deter you from switching skills on the fly like that. Like if you switch, maybe there's no rune in it, or you still have to stop and put the rune in it before you can start using it. Rune, and hopefully that'll stop people from just keep switching back and forth between skills like that.
I feel like there's an easy solution here. I feel like they should just take it out altogether and just say, okay, hey, you want to respec? It's going to cost you money. Like, I don't understand why they can't just do that.
Yeah, or at least like go to town or something like that.
Okay. Also, another complaint I've been seeing is that the dungeons aren't really random. A lot of people have been saying that the dungeons are a lot like what they've been seeing on their other characters that they've been playing. There's not much difference between one dungeon from the other.
I haven't noticed it too much in the videos I've seen, but I'm assuming they all have a specific layout that they're going to follow, and then they just add on to that and change some things around there. And we most likely will be seeing difference later on in the game, like with other dungeons or dungeons that aren't required for you to go into for quests and stuff. Like if you're just out exploring and find a random dungeon, you most likely will be just randomly generated.
Yeah, I know it's going to be random generated, but I'm saying a lot of people on the forums have been saying that each random generated, each dungeon that's they've been seeing so far isn't necessarily been completely different from the last one they're in.
Yeah, and hopefully that's not the same story throughout the entire game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think it is. I think it'll be fine. But I think it's just one of those things. It's the beginning of the game. We can't really have it. We can't really have people, having completely different experiences in the beginning of the game. Also, I've seen a lot of people complaining that, it's hard to play with the same people and it's hard to meet new friends over the current Battle.net. So I was thinking maybe they could make a chat room kind of like in D2 and they could show their character, they could show off their gear.
That would be... they already have chat rooms right now, if you own StarCraft, you can see, or you can join different chat rooms. You can't see a list of them. But, they don't display characters or anything like that. They would just, have a list of people in the room. But, displaying characters, showing off your gear, stuff like that, at least that banner that you get, maybe, at least, would be awesome to just have there as a representation of you.
Right. What do you think about that banner customization? I don't know if you saw the video or not.
I haven't seen the video. I've seen a few different banners, though. And, I am a fan of it as long as there's a lot of customization for it. So that way everyone doesn't have the same banner. That would kind of suck.
So yeah, getting back to that last one, I feel like I'm hoping, I know there's going to be chat rooms, I'm just hoping that they can show off characters. Just because in this game, we don't get the chance to meet, play with as many players as we normally would in another game. So, I feel like in any way we could show off our character, I guess I'm all for it.
Definitely.
Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this episode. I just remind everyone that Martyr is going to have a channel dedicated to streaming Diablo beta pretty much 24/7, that's how he does it. But yeah, the link is right here in the video and it will also be in the description, so check that out. It's going to be in it's probably going to be medium quality. However, we are going to be uploading high quality videos with commentary to our YouTube channel, and we're going to be doing all sorts of things. We got a lot of things planned for the beta. So just go ahead and subscribe and check us out. We are your place to be for for the Diablo 3 beta. All right, thanks everyone.